let's go to Bitcoin here, guys, and let's take a look at Bitcoin. If we run over to the big screen here and just see what we have Bitcoin just chopping sideways. Now, again, looking at this,
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Verified Investing's chief market strategist Gareth Soloway reveals institutional-level analysis and techniques to retail investors. Gareth shows the best trade setups of the day, key levels and insights.
Here's your high pivot right now is around 108. That, again, was that upsloping parallel. There's a bigger parallel as well that I've showed you. That's how I arrived at that target. Literally a month and a half ago, I said, guys, this is going to 108,000, 107,000. You guys who have been watching me, obviously, you know I've talked about that level. But so far, that's held. We've now come down and we've broken this shorter-term parallel. And now look at this. This is kind of interesting. This is catching my eye. Here's your flagpole, right? So here's your flagpole. And is this starting to make a bear flag? And again, it's preliminary. We don't know yet, but it is something that I just started to look at today and say, this, if it stays stuck between these and just continues, you got kind of a megaphone pattern, a bearish megaphone starting to form. And inevitably, if that does continue, and granted it may not continue, but if it does, it would start favoring a break to the downside. The key levels on Bitcoin that we're following, basically you have 100K right here, right? So 100K right here, that's this trend line. If we stay below or at or below that level, then we still hold. If we break above 100K, then honestly, you could go back to 108, and even the bigger trend line is at 112. So you could even go a little bit higher if we break above 100,000. Now, on the downside, if the bearish pattern starts to play out and we break this 92,000 down to 91, but 92, it then opens up this kind of range here, which could take us down into this zone. And I have three major trend lines beginning to converge somewhere between 72 and about 65, 64,000. They will kind of get closer and closer. But the idea is, again, it's about 74,000 because that's that previous all-time high going back to March of this year. So really, as a trader, there's nothing for me to do yet. All I'm doing is I'm watching right here and right here. Where does it break? Does it break up? Does it break down? Watching for that price action. All right, couple other charts here quickly to go over. We'll take a quick look at our gold action, which again really has been very, very quiet recently. Gold is coming back in just a little bit. We can see right here, yesterday it was up. Today it's coming back in, basically erasing yesterday's upside move. This again, the question is this a bearish pattern or is this a micro bull pattern? Up move, sideways consolidation for a move up. It could be both. It could in the short term move up, and then the bigger macro bearish could play out still and move to the downside. I think I said yesterday that I just don't have a good read on this at this point. And when I say good read, it's not that I'm misreading it, or maybe I am. I guess that's always a possibility, but it's more that based on the analysis, you're not getting those high probabilities in one direction or the other. And so when that happens, you just step back and you say, okay, well, I'm going to wait for a few more days and see what information the chart gives me. Do we get a candle in one direction that really makes it more obvious where I can start pointing and saying, okay, the next move is this direction with a 70, 80% success rate. But right now, I can't tell you, just being honest with you guys, I don't have that read currently.
MicroStrategy's executive chairman, Michael Saylor, shared a detailed list on social media platform X on Friday, revealing the top 60 publicly traded companies with the largest Bitcoin holdings. The list, compiled by HODL 15 Capital, shows that MicroStrategy holds a commanding lead with 444,262 Bitcoins. This significantly outpaces the second largest holder, Marathon Digital, which owns 44,394 Bitcoins. Other top companies include Riot Platforms, 17,429 Bitcoins, Hut 8 to 10,096 Bitcoins, and Tesla, 9,720 Bitcoins, reinforcing the dominance of U.S.-based firms in the space. The aggressive BTC acquisition strategy by MicroStrategy has propelled the company's stock price by over 400% in 2024, leading to its inclusion in the Nasdaq 100 index. To further expand its Bitcoin reserves, MicroStrategy plans to raise $42 billion over the next 3 years through debt and equity offerings. Saylor remains bullish on Bitcoin's future, predicting it could reach $13 million per coin by 2045. Saylor's post highlights the growing trend of corporations adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. The list also shows that Coinbase holds 9,408 Bitcoins, Block has 8,363 BTC, and Galaxy Digital owns 5,400. Germany's Bitcoin Group Southeast holds 3,114 BTC. Asian firms include Hong Kong's Boya, with 3,183 Bitcoins, and Japan's Metaplanet, with 1,761. Smaller companies like China's Kango, 364 Bitcoins, and Singapore's Badir, 508 BTC, also made the list. Firms from Australia, Thailand, and Malta reflect Bitcoin's global adoption. The combined holdings of 60 companies total 591,368 Bitcoins. Governments are also increasingly accumulating Bitcoin as part of their financial strategies, with El Salvador spearheading this movement by amassing around $600 million in BTC reserves since adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. The U.S. is considering a strategic Bitcoin reserve to strengthen economic resilience, reflecting growing interest in digital assets. According to Arkham Intelligence, the government of Bhutan currently holds nearly $1.13 billion in Bitcoin. This trend highlights a shift toward diversifying reserves amid economic uncertainty and inflation.
Yesterday, for instance, we opened lower and floated up a majority of the day, right? Again, you can see right here, neutral to upside on the intraday chart of the S&P, and then some chop into the end of the day. Today, we're down again. Don't be overly surprised if we end flattish to positive on the day. If anything, it would be somewhat abnormal to see a little bit of weakness today. And when I say that, I mean like more than just a 0.1% drop in the markets. That would be more of a neutral day. But anything bigger, like a 0.25% to a 0.5%, that would be pretty shocking. Now, again, markets are weaker today. There's some issues going on with Germany. They have snap elections being called, so there's turmoil there. We have stuff in the Middle East still going on. We have stuff all around the world that is kind of creating this fear. But again, it's not being shared by the retail investor, which is why I think this is why we're seeing overnight futures going lower, because the rest of the world's like, oh, we got to sell. This is a little bit scary what's going on here and here and here. But then by the time the U.S. markets open, the retail investor's like, man, we don't care about that. Let's just put more money into the markets because the markets can't lose. And I'm always cautious about that. When I start hearing people think, oh, the markets can't lose, when I see numbers like the most bullish in history on the markets for 2025, especially after we are up 26% or so this year on the S&P 500, those are the types of times where I start to get more conservative and start being more careful.
Ethereum has been marred by underperformance over the last 18 months, seeing Bitcoin and a swath of other alternative Layer 1 coins, including the likes of Solana and Sui, dramatically outperforming it. While Ethereum has gained 88% in the last 18 months, Sol has posted a 1,040% gain, and SUI has rallied 448% in the same time frame. Ethereum got sandwiched in 2024 between two shining objects: Bitcoin, which attracted a huge amount of institutional interest, in Solana, which gained traction with retail investors. Ethereum was the odd man out, Bitwise Chief Investment Officer Matt Hogan told Cointelegraph. However, many crypto pundits believe the election of Donald Trump in the United States and the expected crypto-friendly stance of key agencies under his new administration could mark the turning point for the performance of Ethereum in the crypto market. After all, the incoming president's family launched its own decentralized finance project, World Liberty Financial, on the chain. Experts are looking at a swath of new developments for a bullish stance on Ethereum heading into 2025, ranging from the demise of financial nihilism to a complete overhaul of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, positive regulatory developments, Ethereum exchange-traded fund staking, and increased Commodity Futures Trading Commission oversight of crypto. Ethereum is poised to benefit more than other protocols, especially since it's just a lot bigger and more mature than all the other ecosystems other than Bitcoin, which is mature but narrow in its purview. Consensus CEO Joe Lubin told Cointelegraph at DevCon 2024. At the same time, the gloss has started to come off Solana, whose Sethol token peaked at an all-time high of $264 a month ago, but has since retreated to $192 amid concerns over looming token unlocks. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to BitcoinZella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.